Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a magic book review. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Today is Friday, and typically what I like to do on Friday is check out a magic book. And I don't always, but I try. And that's one of the things that makes this channel unique, is because not only do I review magic tricks, but I also review magic books. See, I grew up with magic books. That's how I learned magic. And so I'm always going to try to highlight magic books from time to time, because I am a huge advocate for having a magic library in your house. The other thing that sets me apart from the other guys is I also review playing cards on the weekends, because those are the tools of the trade. And I also do giveaways every single month. Nobody else gives magic back to their viewers. And so I do a giveaway every month. Every year, I give away thousands of dollars worth of magic tricks. So hit like, sub, and follow, push those buttons. I'm a big fat liar. What? Yep. I'm a big fat liar. This is not a magic book. Well, it is, but it's not. What I mean is you're not going to learn any magic. Okay, so there's no magic tricks taught in today's book. This is a magic theory book. This is a book about performing. So if you want to be a better performer, and who doesn't, right? Who doesn't want to be a better performer? That's what this book is all about. So what happened was, my wife often goes out of town. I do not. I never leave. I don't ever leave my estate. I rarely ever even leave my neighborhood. So I don't get out much. I'm kind of a hermit. And my wife went to New York City, and she knows that I love tannins. And so she went into Tannins magic shop and asked, hey, I want to get something for my husband as a souvenir. What do you have in the shop that you're positive he doesn't have? Like something he could only get here. And they said, You Are All Terrible from Harrison Greenbaum. So this is Harrison Greenbaum's new book. Notice it says volume 9, and it's made to look like the Tarbell series. So if you have the Tarbell series already on your shelf, there is no volume 9. So he made this to look like it's part of the Tarbell series. And then terrible is a play on spelling, play on words, a pun, perhaps. So terrible, Tarbell, is supposed to look like that. So Harrison Greenbaum, he's your author. And if you don't know who Harrison is, he is one of the most in-demand comic performers in the world. He's currently starring in Cirque du Soleil's Mad Apple at the New York Hotel and Casino. He's the first ever stand-up comedian to headline a Cirque du Soleil show. Harrison has performed in more than 600 shows a year for the last 15 years, which is probably why both the Time Out New York and the New York Daily News have called him the hardest working man in comedy. He's been on America's Got Talent, Last Comic Standing, Conan, the National Geographic Channel's Brain Games, and many more. And if you've ever had the pleasure of seeing Harrison at a magic convention, he is often asked to speak, to give lectures, and his lecture is titled, You Are All Terrible. So this is his lecture, but this book is way more than what his lecture includes. So this book is his lecture exploded, expounded, fleshed out fully. And he probably has copies of his book for sale when you go see him live, maybe. But as far as I know, this book is only available at Tannins. So it's tannins.com. That's where you need to go, and it's $55. So what's inside the book? Now, I'm sure when he says you are all terrible, he's not talking to you, right? He's not talking to the reader. No, actually he is. So it's kind of a book that beats you up a little bit. Not a whole lot, but in a good way, okay? In a good way. So the book is really broken up into a couple of different sections, really two big sections. And the first half is all about being a better magician, be more original, right? So he compares magicians to basically like a cover band, right? So we buy a trick and we see exactly how it's done, or we read the tutorial exactly like how it's done, and that's how we perform it. We perform it the same way we saw it done with the same jokes. And every single trick then looks like everybody else's trick. So we might think we are good, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm a good magician. But the reality is we're just copycats of other magicians. And so he talks about how if you want to stand out as a magician, if you want to improve as a performer, then what you really need to do is find ways to become more original. And I'll be honest, reading the book through, especially the first part of it, I started to feel a little beat up, right? I started to feel like, wow, is he picking on me? Is he picking on, because that's me. I'm an amateur magician. I do not perform professionally. It is not my hope one day to be a professional, right? It's not my goal to one day make money, make a living, and do this, on a larger platform at all. Okay, I am an amateur magician. I am a 55-year-old man who has expendable income. That's I perform for friends and family, okay? And there are other magic reviewers that are professionals, right? Professional magicians who perform, for strangers. They get paid, and I'm sure they have a wonderful channel and they have a great voice. But when you watch me, I'm an amateur, right? And so reading the book, I really felt like Harrison was talking to people who want to be professionals, and saying that if you're just a cover band, then you're never going to be anything else. You're never going to be anything but. And I felt so conflicted reading the book that I actually called him. I called Harrison on the phone, and I was like, who do you want to read this book? I said, is this book for professionals? And he was like, no, it's not. I was like, well, it feels like it, because it feels like you're saying that if I don't ever do original magic, then I'm not good. Like, is it your intent to say that? And he assured me that, I just needed to keep reading the book, right? That I'd stopped too early, started questioning too early, and I needed to keep going. And I did. I'd called him prematurely. I got worried too fast. And the book is very tongue-in-cheek. Harrison is a comedian. He is funny. And if he's zigging you and you're feeling poked, it's done in jest with a slight, moment of truth in there. He's encouraging you the same way a coach would encourage a team in the locker room. The coach wants the team to win, and the coach loves his team. And if he says, hey, you guys suck, or hey, you guys are terrible, he's not meaning that as an insult. He's saying it as encouragement. And so what Harrison wants from you is for you to be your best, no matter what. Even if you are just an uncle that does magic tricks for your nieces and nephews. So you might say, well, I don't know if this book is for me. Harrison says, hey, this book is for everybody. He wants everybody to read this book. We would all benefit from trying to make our magic our own tricks. And he's going to talk about not just creating original patter, but also creating original routines, finding ways to do the routine that's more your style. Now, he's not going to give you, a lot of examples. And like I said, there's no magic taught. This is all theory, and it's just locker room encouragement to get you thinking about your magic and your performances in a brand new way. The second half of the book is about comedy. So yeah, it's all about comedy writing and fine-tuning your jokes. So I think one of the things that Harrison has a problem with is how magicians steal jokes from other magicians, right? Or we steal jokes from anybody. And we're not telling our own jokes. That is a big faux pas, actually, in the stand-up comedy world. You do not take jokes from other magicians. That's a absolutely no, okay? And what Harrison wants you to do, if you are funny, if that's how you pitch yourself as being humorous, finding ways to write your own jokes and finding ways to insert your own humor into your act. And so what Harrison's going to do is he's going to walk you through this step-by-step kind of like masterclass, or this system of joke writing and script writing. And if you are wondering, well, what qualifies Harrison to teach me this? Harrison began performing stand-up comedy while he was studying psychology and English at Harvard. Yes, that Harvard. He was actually the co-founder of the Harvard College Stand-Up Comic Society. So he is a stand-up comic. He's a working stand-up comic. This is his bread and butter. And when you read the book, it is laugh out loud hilarious. And I kid you not, you will laugh out loud, because he is so hilariously funny. A lot of the jokes at the very beginning are at Criss Angel's expense, and it's beyond hilarious. He seems to have this feud between Criss Angel and himself, and it goes back and forth through the whole beginning of the book. And I wished he had kept going with that joke through the whole book, but I think he did it as far as he could go. The other really funny thing about the book, and related to Criss Angel, is this. So this is a fake menu from Criss Angel's burger joint that Harrison rewrote, and it's full of jokes at Magic and Criss Angel's expense. Notice how the inside also still looks like the Tarbell book series. So really cool, and a lot of fun stuff. I really enjoyed reading this. I really did. And my apologies to Harrison for calling him prematurely. I should have waited until I had finished reading the book. I panicked and I called him and I said, I don't know if I'm reading your book correctly. And Harrison was like, yes, you're reading my book correctly. Just read the whole thing, get all the way to the end, and you'll see what this is all about. So I love this, and I'm going to be proud to put this right next to all my other Tarbell books. And like I said, you can only get this at Tannen's, so that's where you want to go. And big, huge thanks to my wife for purchasing this for me so that I could do the review for you. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is my new hoodie. It's actually not a new hoodie. The hoodies have been available for sale over at my Teespring store for a while now, but I've always worn the t-shirts in the videos, never worn the hoodies because it's not actually cold where I am. Well, neither inside nor outside, but I thought, you know what? You should see a hoodie. You should see what it looks like. So this is actually the darkest one. This is the dark heather one, and it almost looks like a black on black. So there are two other colors available, 2 or 3 colors available actually. There's a burgundy and a lighter gray and a little bit lighter gray. So if you don't like the black on black, maybe consider one of the other colors, but just wanted to show it to you, right? Just wanted to show it to you as we head into fall, as we head into the winter season. If you want to sport your devotion, your loyalty, your love to Magic Orthodoxy and all things Magic review and playing cards, yeah, that'd be great. And I'm just showing it to show you. Like I think I make $1 on every single sweatshirt. So I made the price point as close to the cost as I could. I think I make $1 on each sweater. So that's not why I'm making this video. I just wanted you guys to see it. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay cool. Bye.